Shalom uvracha, everyone. This week's parsha, Yaakov Avinu has returned to Israel and is fully settled in. It says, Vayeishev Yaakov be'eretz megurei aviv be'eretz Canaan. Yaakov sat in the land of the dwelling place of his fathers, in the land of Canaan. We know that Yitzchak never left Canaan, never left the land of Israel. The fact that the Torah is repeating itself, we know that it's a rule. It's coming to teach us something. Yaakov Avinu, up until this point, he had been worried for two reasons. Esav, his brother, had lived in Israel and had been fulfilling the commandment, the mitzvah of honoring his father and mother. He lived near them and he was honoring them. And Yaakov wasn't. For 22 years, he wasn't living in Israel. He wasn't honoring them. Now he returns. When he returned, Esav left. And he felt that since he's fulfilling the mitzvah of his father and mother, and since he's living in Israel, this is such an important mitzvah, he thought, now, what's Vayeishev? He thought he could relax. He had all this distress he had to deal with Esav, then with Lavan, then again with Esav. Then he had the problem with the war of Shechem, with Dinah. Then Rachel, his wife, passed away. All of these problems. He thought finally he's going to have some tranquility. Hashem said, no. Yosef is sold by his brothers. There is a rule, spiritual rule in nature, that after a year of someone's passing, God forbid, the pain that people that are close to that person who has passed feel goes down after the year. It's not the first year after a person's passing is the most intense pain. After the year, it goes down. Hashem made it that way. Otherwise, we would never be able to recover. We'd always feel that pain. With Yaakov and Yosef, basically for 22 years, Joseph was sold when he was 17, till Jacob was reunited was when Joseph was 39. He never got over that pain because Joseph hadn't died. So it was a terrible, terrible pain. Finally, Yaakov does get to have the best years of his life. It says actually when he was in Egypt. This shows us that no matter where we are, even though Egypt was one of the most depraved places in the world, Jacob had the best years of his life there. Why? Because they established a yeshiva. That's what it says. He sent Yehuda to establish a yeshiva, to make a place of learning there. This story of Joseph and Jacob and the brothers, the Torah continues. It says, Ele toldot Yaakov. These are the offspring of Yaakov. It says Yosef. It doesn't say the other brothers. Many reasons. Because Jacob and Yosef went through a lot of similar experiences. The whole reason that Jacob stayed with Lavan was for Rachel, Joseph's mother. They were both, Jacob and Joseph were both hated by their brothers. They both went through a lot of tough experiences. But they both had this special quality of being able to go into difficult, challenging situations and elevate them and to refine them. That's why Joseph, even though he was sold as a slave, as a 17-year-old, then after a year he gets put into jail for no fault of his own, he overcomes it. That's why Joseph is the main offspring of Jacob, because he represents the completion of Jacob, and that's why Jacob really did favor him, even though we learned we should never do that. We should never favor one child over another, and even if we kind of do, we should obviously not show that like Jacob did, creating that jealousy and creating that situation. And unfortunately, Jacob suffered for it, and Joseph suffered for it. Be'ezrat Hashem, we should have tranquility. We should have good times. We should be healthy and strong. We're coming on Hanukkah, the festival of light, and we'll get into that more. Hope you all have a great Shabbat. Much love always. Thank you.